Podcast with Nanz. On today's episode, I'll be chatting to Thelma from Alimah Roses. Hi, Thelma. Welcome to Podcast with Nanz.
Hi, thank you very much for the invite. This is going to be fun, I hope.
It will definitely be. How are you doing?
Okay. It's just a hectic morning. I had class, and then I had to clean my house, and then I had to rush over here, so I made it.
Everything in order now that you're here?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were asking if everything is order in class. No, well, we're learning new choreos, and it's always a
Not
mission.
in order.
Yeah.
Tell me how Alimah Roses was formed and what does Alimah Roses stand for?
So Alimah Rose is the name of my belly dance studio. I had been dancing with Dancers of the Desert for a long time. And then, fortunately, my teacher from the Johannesburg side, because it was Pretoria and Johannesburg,
Yes.
she quit. And then, so the Pretoria Dancers of the Desert still exists.
Quit and went where?
She's moved to Australia now.
Dancing in Australia?
I don't know. I hope so.
Okay.
I will ask her.
Have you lost touch with her then?
No, like we're friends on Facebook, but she's not very active.
Okay.
So yeah, I will check with her. I know she had a baby or two, so maybe that sort of put a damper on
Yeah.
things. But yeah.
Yeah.
So after I left, so this was like a very big studio, and once you dance with a big studio, it's not easy to then go dance by yourself. You still want
course.
that sort of family
Social.
type sister vibe that you have. So I decided to start Alimah Roses. I sat down, it was like weird Saturday afternoon like this, with a friend of mine, and we Googled all these Arabic names.
Googled.
Yes, we Googled Arabic names and checked the meaning. So we got to Alimah with an H. There's Alimah without and there's Alimah with an
yeah.
H. And check the meaning. So Alimah means skilled in music or dance. So it's Arabic for skilled in music or dance.
Oh, wow.
I don't know which dialect of Arabic. I have no idea. We didn't bother going that much
far.
into the research. Yeah. So just the name Alimah on its own sounds like an individual name and not like a group name.
Yeah.
So I had to make it a group name.
Okay.
So the came from when I joined Facebook in, I think it was 2011 or 12.
Yeah, all that years ago.
Yes, I didn't want to join it and then be found by, in my real name that is, and be found by, I don't know, some Susan from grade 1. I'm not interested in finding out what
Anybody?
what color your cat is now. I don't care. Like, there's a reason why the universe split us.
Okay.
So I only went on social media for the sake of dance. So even now, all my social media is dance related.
Nice.
So my favorite flower is a rose. So
Yes,
you
we know
remember-
that.
You remember what you got me
Yes,
after the show?
I did.
It was like perfect. She got me red roses.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
I was wondering why
Uh-huh.
it's just a pot of roses. Why is she so excited? Yeah, now I get it.
Yes. So I then became Thelma Rose. So I was known as Thelma Rose.
Interesting.
So when I started the studio, I named the studio after myself. So it became Alimah Roses.
Very beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
really like that. Is belly dancing something you've always wanted to do growing up?
No.
No? Where did it come from?
When I grew up, I didn't know it existed. No, really, I didn't.
So tell me, what was childhood like then?
Childhood was a bit weird and difficult. But in terms of dancing, I used to dance a lot as a child, like the Congolese dance.
Congolese?
Yes, I would
But you're
watch.
South African, right?
Yes, but I
Okay.
would like watch this Congolese dance, like, oh, that looks so cool, and I would like imitate, as crooked as I was as a child, follow along. So, the nice thing about me is, if I can see it, I can imitate it.
Okay.
So I would watch and then imitate,
Yeah.
and then, I don't know, the difficulties of childhood sort of caught up to me when I hit early teenagehood or like late childhood, and then I stopped dancing. And I don't know, for some reason I was convinced I can't dance at all. Like, I've got 2 left feet. I was really convinced.
Maybe it
this
was
is-
just the phase.
I think so.
Yeah.
I really think so. So I really thought I couldn't dance, and I was just stuck in this rut. And I think so. There was one New Year's Eve, and I was sitting there, and someone's playing music loud somewhere. It's New Year's. It happens, right?
Yeah.
And then I was on the street corner. I wasn't even at home. I was on the street
Or not
corner.
at that party either.
I don't know where the music was coming from.
Yeah.
And I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to flail limbs, you know.
In the middle of the street.
Yeah, at midnight, I'm going to flail limbs
Were
everywhere.
there people around?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
think I cared.
Dance like no one's watching, right?
I didn't even care if a drunkard walked past and said, I didn't care. I was just throwing limbs everywhere and just dancing.
Yeah.
And then I decided, you know what, maybe I should actually learn how to dance.
Or try again.
Try it, yeah. So I started listening to dancehall music. Well, my brother started listening to dancehall music.
Okay.
So this Jamaican music. Not reggae, the more
Authentic.
young, no, reggae is more authentic.
Okay.
The more young people music at the time.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
So reggae was like for much the older people, and then like dancehall was like for the younger crowd.
Okay.
So I started listening to that, not because I liked the music, because I liked how they danced.
Oh.
So I had to learn how to dance like them.
So were you again mimicking what
I was
you saw?
mimicking, yes. I would get the music videos, that 2 seconds of that one dance. You know, music videos never show you the full dance. Yeah.
No.
That 2 seconds you see, like, this one, let's do it.
What was so different or what was so catchy in the Jamaican music that you chose to dance to Jamaican and Congolese as opposed to South African?
I think it goes down to my personality. I think you're probably the same. I don't like common things.
Okay. Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the world
everyone's,
world goes in one direction
I'm
and
like-
we're going
Yeah,
that
everyone's
way.
buying
Okay.
iPhones. I'm like, I'm going the other way, right?
Yeah. Sony.
Yeah, Sony, you're right. I'm so sad they don't have an affordable phone anymore.
Yeah.
But exactly. So I'm a diehard Sony fan.
Me too. Actually, that's why I said Sony.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And
Okay.
completely underrated. Okay, off topic. But anyway. So that's why I chose it.
Okay.
It wasn't as popular. You didn't see a lot of people dancing to it.
Yeah.
I got so good. I was the dancehall queen in high school.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was very popular. Every time they played dancehall in the school disco, everyone was like, "Where's Thelma?" Because they knew I was killing it. I was breaking.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So yeah, that's why I chose that. And then I went to varsity. I was still doing dancehall. I'll still go clubbing.
Did you go to varsity to study dance or arts?
No, I went to university to actually study anything science related.
Why?
Because I'm very good at maths and science at school. Don't ask me history, literature, stars. But maths and science, yeah.
Why didn't you go for art if that was something that you liked?
No, it's not. You know, when you come from a background where you're the second person in your family on both sides
Okay.
to go to university,
Okay.
you kind of have to choose something where you know it's solid. You know, you're
Yeah,
a
the
doctor.
pressure's on.
Exactly, you're a
Okay.
doctor, you're an engineer, you know, you're something, it feels like that. So,
Okay.
and you don't know I didn't know anyone who made money off art. So
Okay.
it was like a difficult thing to break into unless like you're really, really talented.
Yeah, I get
So yeah, so my sister did medicine. She's a doctor.
you. Amazing.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. I can be a doctor, but I'm terrified of blood. I'm not
Engineering it
doing
is
that.
then.
Yes. So I was going to do chemistry, and then I did engineering instead.
Okay.
So I actually have a PhD in chemical engineering.
No.
Yes.
PhD in chemical engineering come belly dancer.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I wear very many hats.
Sure.
Exactly.
Which one are you wearing today?
No, today I'm just Thelma.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
just Thelma.
The authentic.
Yes, the original, but there's another thing. I don't know if you ever noticed. I'm quite introverted.
Most of us are.
Yeah, hey?
Yeah.
And then like,
We only come out on stage.
I was about
when
to
the
say.
camera's on, actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when the camera's on, then it's like, oh, this is my moment to shine.
Time to shine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, no, I'm done.
Now we're
No,
bored.
I
We're
wanna go
these
home.
boring people again.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sit in a corner and mope over something or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, so today I'm just Thelma or Thelma Rose.
Okay.
Because Thelma Rose is a lot more social and outgoing and bubbly than I am.
Then the character.
Yes. She's the personality.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thelma Rose, the one in varsity. Tell us
Yes.
about her.
Yes, so I was in varsity doing engineering. It is a nightmare. It's very difficult. You need to be very dedicated and study hard and
Focused.
yes, and focus and do all those things. So I think I felt I needed something to do. artistic. I was very artistic as a child.
Yeah, tell me
I
about
would,
that.
I would draw portraits. I was very good at drawing portraits. Either I get a picture or I just dream up a face and draw it. I would write poetry. When I was a baby, I was the queen of mud cakes. I was very good. I remember when we were children, when we were
Mud
young
cake
back
champion.
then. Yeah, no, like when we were kids back then, we all played together in the street and
Yeah.
stuff. So we would have like weddings, like
Yeah.
false weddings.
Yeah, yeah.
I was the person you came to for that wedding cake.
Wow.
Yes, I was the person you came to for that wedding cake. I knew how to make them like squares and weird shapes and get all these flowers and twigs. The only problem is wherever I made it, that's where it's getting cut.
Oh,
You could not transport the cake.
shame.
So yeah.
So creativity started all the way back
Yeah,
then.
I started all the way back then. And then I just decided, let me go join a dance class. So the Dance Vets Dance Society at belly dancing.
Okay.
And then I just went into the class and I started dancing. But when I started belly dancing, I stopped doing everything else.
What does that mean? Like, what's everything else?
I stopped everything else creative. So I stopped drawing.
Mud
I
cakes.
stopped writing. I stopped the mud cakes. Yeah, I did stop the mud cakes and everything. Just complete halt. Because I decided I want to dedicate all my creativity to this.
One art form.
Yeah.
Why? Why was that?
I wanted to get it right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
really, really wanted to get it right. Because my first class, I went to my teacher and I said, are there any black professional dancers? And she goes, yeah, there are. I'm like, okay, cool, that's what I'm going to do. Like the very first class, I just walked up to her at the end. I'm like, I'm going to do that. Since you say they are there, I am going to do that. So that's why I then decided, let's just focus all the energy towards this. So I started dancing with her. She's moved now to Texas. It looks like I make all my teachers emigrate.
Yeah. But I wonder whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Both.
Yeah, I guess there's positives and negatives to everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. I eventually, I would dance throughout. Whether I'm writing an exam the next day and I've got class the night before, I am going to my belly dance class. I was dedicated. Yeah.
Alimah Roses, you guys performed at the Sea of Many Rivers with us.
I've been waiting for you to call me for another show. I know the pandemic happened, but
We didn't even meet after the pandemic. We have not even met after the pandemic. So this is our first
Yes,
meeting.
exactly.
No, actually we have. The day I gave you the pot of roses. So that would have been
but that's still before the pandemic.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then we had a whole bunch of things planned
We had a workshop planned even.
as well.
Yeah.
The only workshop I managed to get done was a hip hop one with Urban Jam in Sheldon, but none of the others actually manifested.
Yeah, well,
And that's something we need to work on. But yes.
yeah.
So how was that show for you?
It was very interesting to get the call, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that
I
call?
wasn't expecting it.
Me too. I wasn't expecting to call you. You weren't even the person that I was meant to call to start off with.
Exactly. I think somewhere there I felt bad and I thought, they turned it down. I can't say no. and not even that. And I was also thinking in the back of my normally, honestly speaking, if you ask me to dance, my answer is always yes.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who's asking. The only time I'll say no is the international shows.
Yeah.
They tend to ask you to do live dancing, and this is for them. It's it's 5:00 in the afternoon. For me, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, on a Sunday, I'm like, no, I have to wake up and go to
God.
work in 3 hours. I'm not doing that. So it's the only time when I say no to a show.
Yeah.
But every show I get, to me, always say yes.
I was very shocked. I mean, you didn't even know me from a bar soap. You hadn't even met me at that point in time.
No.
And it was just all telephonic, and you said
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
I said yes because it's always nice to get the opportunity to dance, and I'll be very honest. I don't really get a lot of them,
Okay.
because
Why is that? Yeah.
belly dances are not required.
What?
No, they're not.
The most beautiful, scintillating.
No. We prefer them white, blonde, and skinny.
Oh no.
Sometimes they would want someone more authentic, Middle Eastern looking.
Okay.
Trust me, I never fit the criteria. It's only once or twice you get this client who says, they're doing an African theme show, so we want an African belly dancer. Yes.
And that's the only reason?
That's the only time I get booked.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
so
quite sad.
no, it was actually, I find it very
Funny.
interesting.
Yeah, and
I
funny.
find it funny.
Yeah.
Like there's one restaurant I used to dance at. I'm not gonna say the name.
Yeah, okay.
So I went and auditioned. I danced my boots off, right? And then the manager's like, or the owner, my slash manager's like, you dance very well, but I'll tell you right now, my clients are not gonna want to see you on the stage.
Did you ask why?
Oh come, I know. Like it's been coming. I know. Like they don't want to see a black girl dancing. So
That's horrible.
this is the funny part. He would only invite me if he had majority black people in the restaurant.
And there was a criteria to invite you?
Yes,
Shocking.
that's what I call Thelma. There's a lot of black people in there.
Oh my good God.
And then, so like, and most of the time it was like ANC gatherings. We once got stuck there in one.
Politicians. You're now supposed to belly dance for politicians.
Yes.
Okay.
Not the
Not
best
normal.
experience.
Okay.
No, it's not the best experience ever.
Oh.
So yes, it's not like I don't actually get booked. Sometimes I do, and most of the time I don't.
Okay.
So it's more of don't than do.
Do.
Yes,
Okay.
and when I do, I'm booked by, oh yeah, we actually want a black dancer, or they saw me somewhere. I want that one. That's that's how I
That
get
particular one.
it. Yes, that one. Or it's they want a mix, so it's okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not because they love the art form or
Sometimes yes. Like there's a place that I dance at now.
Okay.
They love my dancing. It's got nothing to do with my body or my shape, my color, nothing. It's just they just want really good dancers. So that one I appreciate. It's
That's
like
lovely.
it's also a affirmation of your talent.
yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's like, oh, thank you.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
How was the show experience for you?
The show was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
How
very
so?
unique. It was very unique and very. It's so I do actually attend a few multi-genre shows. So, the nice thing about your show is there were so many talented people. Like, after a while of watching, like I won't lie, I'm very picky with what I listen to and what I watch.
Yeah.
So there's still some how do I put it, genres of belly dance that I don't watch. I just can't. They can't hold my attention. But your show was amazing. Like I was sitting there on my seat going, and I won't lie. Like we were so paranoid. At least I was. I don't know if my girls were. That everyone else was so good. Are we going to have an impact?
Are we going to match the standards?
Exactly.
Even I felt that way.
And we just think, oh, but the sparkle in our costumes is gonna do
Should.
it. Yeah. People will just be mesmerized by the costumes. If we don't dance that well, the costumes will get them.
Costumes were definitely mesmerizing. I mean,
Exactly.
even when we sit back and watch the videos now, I mean,
Yeah.
really, really stands out. They're really gorgeous.
It is, but you did a very amazing show.
Thank you.
Like absolutely amazing. The theater was also quite nice and intimate and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very beautiful.
So we're waiting.
It's coming. It's coming. We first need to decide how we can better. We need to up that show, right?
Yeah.
So in your opinion, how can we do that? What can we do to up that standard?
I think a good way to do that, well, obviously everyone else individually, that is like the groups, obviously need to bring their A game. I'm not saying they didn't.
Yeah.
But there's always another step.
We need to step it up. Yeah.
Exactly. There's always another step. And I think another thing that would be nice, yes, your show to me felt very rushed. 'Cause it's like everything happening at once. Like we met each other at the show.
That's exactly what happened. I was like, oh, Thelma, welcome.
Exactly.
Pleased to meet you.
Exactly. So yes, we were all very excited to see each other and all very supportive and everything. But it's like meeting each other for the first time. If we had met each other before the show, I think it would have been even more amazing just to share that stage together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one. Number two, I think it would be nice to have a closing number
Together.
together.
Yes.
Yes, where it fits every single one of us and we'll all work it out and it's like this
Yeah.
nice mashup of different styles.
Yeah, I like
Yes,
that.
like a
I thought
finale.
about it, but
Yeah.
like you said, it was just so rushed towards
Yeah.
the end and we weren't able to bring everybody together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something I definitely want to do.
Yeah, it was an awesome show.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. Tell me about, so you did the show and we had a great time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done, and everything went well. I mean, your performances
Yes.
and everything were great.
Yes.
Have you done a show where you've had, I mean, your outfits are very precarious. And yes, they were all intact on the day of the show. But please tell me, have you ever had an incident on stage where something's come loose?
More than once.
Really?
So yes.
And what do you do?
Do you remember the shama dance we had on our heads? So it's that contraption with the
Yes.
candles. There's one show where I think one of my candles wasn't sitting right, so it kept dripping on my shoulder. You can
Hot
imagine.
wax.
Yes. And now it's a stage show.
Yeah.
And it was dripping the whole time. It's a 3-minute song. And it just continued dancing, just carry on dancing. And then as soon as that song was finished, I literally ran off and then like, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. And then the stage manager came to like, I almost pulled the curtains. I'm like, you would have died. The show must go on. It's just wax. It's okay.
Did you get burnt?
No. Like
Okay.
because it was falling from a distance.
It
So it
cools.
cooled down on this way to my shoulder.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's one.
Yeah.
The second one is my bra popped on stage. On stage.
And what do you do there?
Um,
Because that's not something you can
no.
like hide in a hurry.
No. So lucky for me, it was 3 dancers, all professionals.
Yeah.
One had a fire sword, so she was balancing a sword, and I think she was doing double sword. Or
Okay.
it was a fire sword, but it was a fire number. So we had fire sticks. We're improvising. Like luckily, it wasn't like a choreo,
Okay.
but we've danced with each other so much that it looked choreographed.
Yeah, enough chemistry.
Exactly. So I was on one side, when another dance on the other side. So we got the fire sticks, we going. So now the problem is, you see, so usually the reason why our costumes don't pop is we have tons of safety pins.
Pins, yeah.
Pins.
Yeah.
I dancer's friend and costumes.
How many
But-
pins do you guys use approximately?
I would probably use like 2 in my bra, a couple in my skirt as well. So depending on the costume itself.
Design.
Yeah. So
Okay.
but that day, when you do like those major shows, sometimes you don't get time to pin because you think, I've got like 3 minutes to get out of this. I
Yeah.
will not. So I'm not sure. That day I actually did pin. I wasn't that busy. But sometimes pins pop.
As well.
Yes. So I'm on stage with my fire sticks and I feel this and this release in the front. And I'm like, uh-oh. So luckily the belly dance bras are hard. So I literally just clamped my elbows onto my side. And if the cameraman still took pictures of me, so you can see the flaps on the on the side.
Oh my goodness.
So I still had my fire sticks. So now I've got fire sticks. And I'm like, okay, I'm on stage. Just walk off stage. So I just mows it off to the side. When I get to the wing, I just screamed at whoever was there. I don't know who it was. Just clip it on, clip it back on, clip it. And they clipped it. And then I mows it back on stage.
What? Did you come back and dance the rest of the dance?
Yep, came back. So literally I was gone for 2 seconds. So luckily, because those 2 are professionals, right? Understand stage dynamics and everything.
Okay.
So the one was in the middle. So this one, when she saw me walking off,
She knew.
She just thought something was wrong. So she walked on behind her and made like this frame behind her. When she saw me walking back in, she turned and started walking back out
Oh,
slowly.
wow.
I'm like,
Yeah, hats
that-
off.
Yes,
That's good, what you call it, perception.
exactly.
Yeah.
But your guys' costumes are more solid than ours, aren't they?
I think so. I think they were, well, we also do a ton of pinning.
True.
So they were pretty much, but they're not like yours.
Uh-huh.
I think yours are a little bit more open and obviously.
Yes, very open.
Yeah.
But you do get the ones that cover up a little bit more if you like. It's just, I just
It's
get
a
the
choice.
standard. Yeah, it's a choice. True. I just get the standard and just, yeah. I don't care.
It's very beautiful in any case. What does belly dancing do for you as a person?
As a person, I don't know. This is such a, it sounds like it's supposed to be an easy question to ask a dancer and they just like, just let it out.
Yeah.
But it's not like that, for me at least. So to me, belly dancing is nice in the fact that it's music that I connect with. Like the music is nice and you can connect with it. And it feels like such an internalized style of dance.
The beat.
Yes, the beat. You are right.
Yeah,
If it has the beat and the bass, I'm in there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think most dancers really look for that. I mean, when you're choreographing even,
Yeah.
it's probably what gets your heart going.
Oh, I just made the connection now, hey? So, dancehall music, the way it's made, usually, you get one person who makes a rhythm.
Yes.
right? So one person makes a rhythm,
Yeah.
and then you get like up to 20 artists do their own rendition of singing or whatever on that rhythm. So you get like this one rhythm, so you know how to dance to this rhythm and that rhythm.
Yeah.
And then belly dancing is the same, but
Yeah,
same but different.
Yeah.
So you get different rhythms based on the region.
Yeah.
And each rhythm has its style of dancing.
Yes.
So you get Saidi, you get Malfuf, you get Felahi. So it's all these different rhythms.
Yeah.
And they sound the same, right? They've got the same bass beat.
Mm.
And then they can embellish and add whatever on top.
Yeah.
But I think that connection, that's one. So
Yeah.
that connection between the two. Number two, a dancer is because it sounds slightly monotonous, you can imagine one rhythm and then just different people sing on it.
Yeah.
If you want to dance to that, you need to be you need to think.
Versatile.
Exactly.
Mm.
Think, I can do this too and do this. So you now choose, am I following the rhythm? Am I following the artist, right?
Yeah.
And you sort of play with that. So it's actually quite cool. So I found when I went to belly dancing,
Mm.
I did exactly the same thing. So I just adopted the same skills
Application.
across. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, belly dancing is nice to me. To me, it's dancing for yourself. I see it like that. I dance for myself.
Is it liberating as a woman?
For myself, I wouldn't say no.
Mm.
I wouldn't say yes either.
Why?
I did dance hall. You can't get worse than that in terms of liberation.
No, but I mean, the fact that you putting
Mm-hmm.
yourself out there and you're exposing your body.
That's,
In that sense.
That's exactly what I mean.
Okay.
I think the experience is different for any other belly dancer.
Okay.
I found that as well in class, that a lot of dancers come from a culture where everything is nice. They need
Yes.
to keep it tight. They need to
Covered.
keep it together.
Mm.
And then belly dancing forces you to loosen up.
Yeah, to let it go.
Exactly. I came from complete chaos, like dancehall. That's how I feel. I came from this complete chaotic, let go, let loose. I'm twerking in shorts to the floor, and and then after come to belly dancing, I had to tighten things in.
Okay.
So that's
control.
why exactly. So I had to now control it, tighten it in,
Okay.
keep it together, and isolate this. So that's why I say it doesn't feel liberating to me in that sense, because I've
Okay.
already gone wild. And I'm just coming.
You're coming back.
Exactly. I'm just going the other direction.
Making a U-turn there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, I love the fact that it feels like you're dancing for yourself. That's the one thing that I would take out of it.
Mm.
So you're dancing as yourself for yourself.
Is it a hobby for you? Is it a passion?
It's both.
How?
Because I enjoy doing it. That's why it's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a passion because I cannot stop doing it. It calls on to me. Like, I would be sitting in my garden somewhere drinking tea and just somewhere, how the spirits of belly dancing just say, you need to dance right now.
Yeah. Shake some hip.
Exactly. So I'll just play some music and start dancing on the spot.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why I say it's both. So yes, I love doing it, and I find I need to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Where to for Alimah Roses from here?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a very interesting question. We had our second show,
Mm-hmm.
studio show last year.
Yes.
We kept it very small because there was only 5 of us then.
Okay. And
So-
also COVID was still...
Exactly. And
Right.
it was just before that last December wave.
Yeah.
So we kept it quite small and
Okay.
just did something intimate because I felt I needed to give them something to do.
Mm.
Because normally when we danced, it was like, you call us to your show, you're like, yeah, we're going to dance. And then someone calls us. And then like for 2 years with the pandemic, no one called,
Yeah.
obviously no one's calling anyone to come dance. So we decided, we've been working on all these dances, let's just put up a show.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
It was amazing. I loved it. It was very nice to do that again, because we had our first show in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do anything for ourselves until last year.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yes.
How did COVID affect your studio? Had it had an effect?
Yeah, it did. I lost my entire beginner class.
Oh, no.
That's okay. I understand. I understand where they were coming from. So I lost my entire beginner class, but thankfully my advanced class was still going on. We tried to dance online. It's very difficult to learn choreos online.
Very, very. A lot of
Yeah.
my students as well, I think they, especially with kids, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
When you've got kids in a class, I mean, you tell them right or left, and they
Yes.
don't know their right from their left there.
Exactly.
Imagine having an online class and you
With
say,
kids.
yeah, exactly. It was
Yeah.
just a nightmare. So I also just called it quits during the time. So
Really, you didn't have any online classes either?
nothing at all. I couldn't do it. It felt so alienating as well at the time.
Even the adults class?
Even the adults class.
Ooh.
It was just there's dance is a social thing, I think,
Yes,
for me.
it is.
And you have to connect with the people around you to be able to dance. And
Mm.
when you're doing things online, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
Did you guys experience a similar thing?
Yeah, we did. We couldn't do choreos online, so we quit and just started working on technique.
Individually?
Yeah,
In your
so
own
I
time?
would just teach technique
Okay.
instead of, oh, let's learn this choreo, because I would be going to the left and you're bumping into your couch, you're
And
kicking,
falling over.
kicking your lamp. So it got difficult in that sense.
So when did you reopen classes?
I think we opened sometime last year.
Okay.
I think before one of the waves.
Probably before the last
No, it was before that.
Oh.
And then another wave hit and we're like, ooh.
Should we be scared?
Yeah, we got scared and decided to go back to online. And then finally we opened again. So we've been dancing in studio for a while now
Okay, that's
as well.
good.
But again, like my class is small. We're not like 20 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that much of a risk as well, because we stay away from each other and it's just like a few people in the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you said you don't have any plans, but what would you want from do you have any like end goal for this dance school? Where do you want to take it?
I cannot answer that.
Okay. Why?
It's not my personality.
Personality to do what? To plan?
Yeah, not to plan. I cannot see beyond the
No.
next couple of goals. I cannot for the life of me.
Okay,
I
so what's
cannot.
your next goal?
My next goal is to try and get them into a dance competition. So when I try and get into one of the dance competitions and perform there, not a belly dance competition necessarily, just any, like the multi-genre ones.
Are there such competitions where?
Yeah, I've seen them popping around. I think that the South African Dance Foundation, there's also the World of Dance.
Okay.
So you can go in. We did one with one of my studios, 5678. So they have a strictly 5678. And yes, they bring in judges and you compete against each other in groups. So you get scored and they tally up your score. And it was only past the deadline I realized I should have entered my studio, but because I was so busy with their own
Things.
dances, I never thought of. Then I'm like, next year we are definitely doing this.
I didn't even know that studio actually did something like that.
Really?
Because not every studio does it. And the competitions, I mean, maybe those people who perform get to know about competitions, but
Yes.
otherwise you don't really
Exactly.
get to know where competitions are. and
Yeah, so I think it is open for any other studio to come and join. It's not just for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is open for anyone who wants to come and compete and actually get so they get professional judges. It's not just
Anybody.
ask Thelma from down the road.
It's the real deal. People
It's
who
the
know
real
what
deal.
they're doing.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it was so lovely chatting with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing the time with me and taking the time out to be with me. Yeah, I hope we see each other soon for
I hope so. We need to do that multi-class and another show.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thelma. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast with Nanz. My episode today with Thelma has left me intrigued. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment box below, as well as follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as Spotify at Nanz_podcast. Until next time.